Hello everyone and welcome back to Stirlingshire Homestead. You can see the walls are a little wet. I just got done putting a concrete sealer on the outside of the walls and everything. So the whole outside has been sealed. The other thing we'll get into a little bit here is they got the plumbing in the basement, and we're going to share some news about that. But first I wanted to walk you through how we did this. So if you are in a water-prone area, we are not, because we're way up on top of the hill and everything slopes down from that way. So if you're in a waterproof or water-prone area, I would not recommend this. But we used just a concrete sealer, a standard concrete sealer. And what this is going to do is hopefully help us keep water from entering the outside of the foundation and getting in through all the cracks and little nooks and crannies inside concrete, because concrete can be porous, which means it absorbs water unless there's some sort of a treatment applied to it. So all along the outside, all the way around the outside here, all the way around the outside here, all outside of the back, outside of this side, all of it I sprayed with a standard sprayer. And so what I did was I bought a Roundup sprayer and a little nozzle that comes with it. You spray everything with this, and when it's all said and done, you've got a completely sealed, hopefully, basement. So we sealed everything. We got everything hopefully sprayed nice. And what I did was I had initially planned on going through twice, but I think based on the directions for mine, it makes more sense to apply a second coat to make it thicker after about an hour, hour and a half. So that's what I did. I went back through and I actually did a strip of about 2 to 3 feet from the bottom of the footing all the way around one more time to try and help with that. The other thing we can talk about here too is they finished the plumbing in the basement portion. And you can see how those things sort of match up and go out their separate ways. And that's what we've got going on here. So there is a clean out pipe that you can use to clean out the drain. There's a couple other things that they put in here for me, and one of those things was a radon pipe that I asked for. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and hop this wall quick, and I'll show you. This is a bit of a jump, so excuse me. Okay, but they put all the plumbing in here, and they've got, oh, excuse me, this might be the flush drain, FD. But they've got that labeled, and from what I understand, the way this is all done, they've got, see, there's another little bit, they've got a thing in here that's going to help with radon mitigation, which is what we want. But how I have this, or what I see here anyway, are all the different drains that are going to different places in the house. And from what I understand, this one is going to end up going upstairs. That one I think is for the sink. I could be wrong. That one's for our tub / shower situation there. This one, I'm not exactly sure what that is. That might actually be the vent for the radon. That's our flush drain, I think. I'm not 100% sure. This is supposed to be the drain for, I think, the upstairs stuff, like the first floor, the sink and the dishwasher and that sort of thing. I believe that's where they'll attach that. And then this final one, I'm fairly certain is the water intake. I think. I could be wrong. This might just be a pressure test valve, to be honest with you. And that would make the most sense based on what we've got going on here. Yeah. So I lied. This is just their pressure test situation. But we've got that all squared away. And I don't want to I can't do anything with this, because if I pop that open, it's going to mess up the pressure test. So that's what we got going on. They've got all of their plumbing portions done, and the only thing that we'll have to do when everything is done and squared away is that when we want to run hot and cold water lines, we'll have to run those above concrete. Those also might be what these things are. I'm not 100% sure what those are either. So that's what we got going on here. I'm pretty sure they're done with that today, but just wanted to give you the walkthrough on that. And they've got where that actually comes out right here. and then makes the elbow and goes out to where our septic field will be, somewhere out in that neighborhood. So that's the update where we're at right now. And then hopefully we will come back in a while and put up our drain tile and our 2-inch foam board. That's got to go all around the outside of the house. So hopefully we'll see you back here in a while. But for now, that's what we got going on. Some basic plumbing going in the basement. And then we'll also have our concrete sealed hopefully by this time tomorrow. It's supposed to be a 24-hour dry out period. So, see you in a bit. All right, welcome back. So this is the next step. We are putting foam board on the 4-foot frost wall. Took care of that. It maybe was probably about a 2-hour job between Maddie and I doing it. Maddie got the first 3 pieces on and I got the rest. Something that helps, bring a broom and a shovel, and that'll help you clean off the bottom of your footing so things lay flat. But after that was flat and we got everything shoveled out, especially on the corners like here, it was fine. So there is foam on every inch of concrete now for the walkout. So they're gonna come by tomorrow. They're gonna put dirt back into this to raise it up, to make it level or very close to level on this. And then from that point, Maddie and I are gonna start the process of going up and laying big sheets all the way up to the top of this thing. So that is the plan. Hopefully we'll be doing that tomorrow. Today's Wednesday. Hopefully that'll be our job Thursday here. So I'm gonna clean up the site, take any garbage away, put the broom back, put the shovel back, and then we'll be up here tomorrow. See you in a few. And presto, just like that, it's all filled in. They brought in some sand here to fill that all in, and then they compacted everything down. This should be fairly hard. Yes, it is. And now we can just hop right up on it in. So that's good. Our backfill here kind of got stuck behind some of our pieces. You see that? But that should push in pretty easy after we're all said and done here. So that's what we got. All compacted and leveled out, and then they should be able to put the basement in now, or the floor anyway. So that's good news.
And this is our basement. It's our new basement.
Good enough for Ryan, and then we should be good to go. We still holding pressure? I don't know. I don't remember what that was at last time. I'll have to take a look. So that's what we got. Just wanted to show you guys the progress. We'll come back if there's anything new. Okay, we are back. We're finishing up our foam portion. We've got one wall done. And something else I wanted to show you before we move on to our second half here. For today anyway, we're going to finish up the back side. They, and I mean they, the concrete people and the backfill person, our excavator guy, took care of this. It was filled in. You guys probably saw that. But they actually came through and leveled everything off and compacted everything for us. So now we are sitting at level flat basement, and I would imagine to be poured very soon. Probably tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next week, if I were a betting man, because today is Friday. One thing I don't like is there's lots of little like metal fragment stuff around, and these are the pegs that came off of here that were on the concrete. I don't mind, but in some ways I kind of wish they would be picked up so a bunch of metal's not lying around the house. Anyway, Maddie and I are gonna finish up the back side, which is this immediate side here where the car is, like if we go around like that. And then we'll leave the side with the window for tomorrow, and we'll be back. We'll show you what that looks like too. See you in a few. All right, we're back. 2 sides done. So we're going from, this is the back side, the non-walkout side. The garage will eventually be here. And the walkout side you can see is down there. We got 2 of our 3 sides done. Actually 2 of our 3 of our 4 sides, actually, if you count the frost wall, because the frost wall was done yesterday. Oh no, the day before. 2 sides only took us an hour. The only thing I would recommend is getting extra foam tape or some other tape to wrap over the top to catch and hold, because unless you have a sealer or a glue that works for this stuff, it doesn't like to stick perfectly against the wall. Once it's backfilled, it'll have a ton of pressure pushing it on the wall, but until then, we kind of have to wait a little bit. So we'll leave this here for today. I left the ladder where we ended, and we'll finish the backside where the window is tomorrow. It's only going to take us probably 2 hours. This whole thing was maybe 3.5. It was pretty quick once we got the first wall up. So we'll see you back. But for now, good night. See you in the morning. All right, we're back on day 2. Finished out the last little bit here. Taped the seams up. And holding it with rocks right now. I kick that in a little more. It's blowing outwards because of the wind. And hopefully the tape on the window will help prevent that a little bit. So just a couple foam bits to clean up, but we made it all the way to the end. And it's looking all right. And the last thing we'll have to do eventually is we might have to put in a little bit of an egress boundary here to keep the dirt away from the window, so we can slope it a little more down. We won't need much, because the height of the natural height of the land is where the tree base is, and it's not much higher than that this close to the house. It may be sitting about here is the natural height of the land. So another 6 inches up, we can put an egress and then run it sloping away. That should work out okay. So all that's done. I also added some longer pieces. You can see some longer pieces of tape on the other wall just to hold that on for a while. It's Labor Day weekend, so we've got 2 more days to wait until hopefully they pour concrete Tuesday, and then we can backfill this right afterwards. So that's what we got as of now. We'll come back when we have a little more done. Just one more update, I think, and then we'll call it a video. Till then. And today is drain tile day. So we're getting the drain tile up against the footing, and that'll keep the water. It's got a slight downward slope. You can see I matched it up based on the height of the footing. So up there's about 1 inch to the top of the footing, and down here there's about 2 or 3 inches to the top of the footing. Over every 10 feet, I've got at least 1 inch of drop. A lot of it is more than 1 inch drop, but by the time we get down here, we're down about 8 to 10 inches in that. And so then it drops off, and then it'll flow out, it'll open up. This will be covered here, and then eventually it'll pop out somewhere around there, and then the rest of that will be exposed. Same with the other side, and I'll walk up that way, because I think that'll be another good thing to show you guys. So we'll go around here. Tape seems to be holding pretty good on the top. We did a pretty good job there. Hopefully it stays that way. We've got our pipe that's coming out here. Same sort of deal. Up there, it's actually a little bit higher than the footing, not much, maybe 1 inch or 2. And then when you get down to here, it's lower. That's what it should be. So that's what we've got going. And to make the turns, we stuck some fairly big rocks. Here's my shoe for scale. Some fairly big rocks to make that turn nice and tight. And doubled it up here. Instead of adding a coupling, I actually just doubled it up to give extra water protection and drainage on the back. So it can either go that way or that way. And it actually slopes a little bit more heavy this way, so I put most of it going that way. So that's what we got. And now that the drain tile's done, that is the end of this step. That is all the concrete prep that we need to do. And we are all good to go. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you like what we do and you want to see more, please consider giving us a like and subscribing to our channel. See, there's the other spot. Took some more big rocks to make the turn. But from Isaac, Anna, and Maddie hanging out in the car, we will see you next time. If you really want to support us, there's also a link down in the description for some merch. Okay. Peace out.